to the very first episode of Conversations with Cullighan. I'm your host, Cullighan Tanda. Now, my first guest pretty much is, I wouldn't say responsible, or should I say is part of the reason why I'm doing this podcast in the first place. But this special episode, he himself coined the episode. It's called Blo Trabol. So please, without further ado, let me welcome my first inaugural guest on Conversations with Cullighan, the Honorable Governor for East Civic Province, Allan Bird, who joins me today. Governor, good morning, and thank you so much for your time.
Look, thank you, Cullighan, and I couldn't help smiling there. Blo Trabol. I mean, I guess we got to get to the bottom of it. So I think there's a lot of people out there that are wondering, like, what's happened to you, and where do we go with the next stage of Cullighan Tanda? So I'm pretty excited to be your first guest on.
I think I'd have to thank Neville Troy and Scott White and the team as well, who've been really helpful, supporting me through the time, giving me advice on what to do, and other stuff like that. So at that time, when I did give my appeal, and when it became public knowledge that I'd been suspended, I breached this. I secretly met with you, and I was like, I'm not a secret.
There's no secret meeting. Because the entire public at the time was like, hey, Governor, are you going to total one them Cullighan, look, find out what, and the whole public was behind you. So, in responding to the public, we had a public meeting. There's nothing secret about it.
And you even announced on your Facebook, I'm meeting with this guy.
So the whole country knew we were meeting, except the board of telecom. They were the only ones that didn't know, and so they decided to call that a secret meeting.
Now, I've been just at home contemplating what to do or whatnot. I mean, the legal actions, there's big implications in terms of seeking legal redress. But I've kind of weighed things out, and I've decided not to pursue any legal redress or any legal action in this case, because I've realized that if I do take it before the court, then I can talk about the issue like what we're having this conversation about now. So I thank them for the opportunity that they've given me to actually find a footing in this industry, and allowing me to meet the likes of yourself and other esteemed Papua New Guineans in the career that I've chosen. But in this case, this is just, I just thought we'd clear the air on just the first part about it. So, Blo Trabol and on that note.
No, it's good that we are out with this, but I just wanted to, like, one of the things that this reminds me of is that, in Nazi Germany, when that country was moving towards fascism under Hitler, they began to control the media and all of the people in government agencies, just like you're seeing in telecom and all of these guys.
Yep.
They started to collude to push Germany towards an authoritarian government and towards, I guess, fascism. And we all, those who know history. And the funny thing is, the international agencies that rate countries for their acceptance of democracy, they've already, Papua New Guinea is not classified as a democratic country anymore.
Serious?
It's a country that's moving towards authoritarianism.
Wow.
So we're no longer classified as a democratic country. So the international agencies, and I think, Peter O'Neill wrote an article on that, and the former Prime Minister, and he's quite right. So what we're seeing with this particular government is that they're moving more and more towards countries like Nazi Germany used to operate in the past, more authoritarian governments like dictatorships like North Korea, like Russia. That's where we're moving. So it begins with the censorship of media. Because as you know, in democratic countries, the media is supposed to be the fourth or the fifth?
Fourth state.
It's the fourth state.
Yeah.
The media is intended to keep governments honest in democratic countries. So the fact that this government, and to some extent the previous government also was doing it, but this government is taking it to a new level. They're really trying to control and keep a lead on media. It demonstrates that We're not interested in this, the fourth state, the media, being part of our democratic process. So I think what's happened to you, I think in the past there was Scott Wyder and a few others who were terminated from MTV, I think I remember.
Yes, yes.
So, that was the beginning. And this is the scary thing. And this is why I think all Papua New Guineans should be afraid and they should be worried because, countries don't just suddenly become authoritarian. Yes, in some places you get military coups and that kind of thing that pushes it straight there. But in a lot of places it's more subtle. Also working easy. You know the story of putting the frog in the cold water and putting the pot on the fire and then just bringing it to the boil. The water is getting hot, the frog is cooking, but the frog doesn't realize it's cooking. And pretty soon it's going to be a feast for somebody. Well, Papua New Guinea is like that. We're like that frog that's being put in the water and the heat has been raised slowly. So we're cooking. But outside agencies have already rated us. They're rating us. We already tick all of the boxes for a failed country. So we're sort of heading in that failed country direction. And so not only that, we're beginning to tick all the boxes of an authoritarian fascist government. That's where we're going. But in this case, this government is using Christianity as the tool to drive us towards this authoritarian government. And that's I think, scary. And most Papua New Guineans, I think, are oblivious. You may not look away or something, work come up, but it's happening. You look at the police force, they're paralyzed half the time. You look at the Ombudsman Commission, they're totally paralyzed, practically ineffective. You look at like ICAC, look at the problems with ICAC. Auditor General is just a shadow of what it used to be at independence, So all of those agencies that were developed with teeth in 1975, they are now toothless. Their teeth have been removed. Their fingernails have been removed. I think their brains have even been removed. They're just like paralyzed. And so what's happened to you has come as a big shock. But I think it's an indication that all of those people that are behind this authoritarian government, they are now becoming more and more emboldened. They all seem strong now.
Yeah.
So it starts with you. Tomorrow it could be somebody else. Pretty soon it could be all of us. All of us could be behind bars. I mean, look at some of the laws that have been passed. There are laws that legitimize an authoritarian regime. That's basically what it is. So, we were both surprised because there was nothing unusual about that particular interview compared to the hundreds of other interviews that we've done. And one kind does all. But these people have found a way to fault it because what's been happening is that Ogara man we now stop inside this little government agencies here. I'm all boy-blo boss. They are all boy-blo boss. They all bow down to the boss. They all serve the boss. They no longer serve the country. They serve the boss. And that's the danger. When everybody starts worshipping one particular guy and they start to idolize that person and they start to believe that this guy can do no wrong, that's what happened to Hitler. Everybody thought, Hitler was a gift from God. Look at what Hitler did, He ended up starting a war that killed so many people, and we're forgetting because it's 80 years later. But it's no surprise because around the world we are seeing the rise of fascist governments, and I believe Papua New Guinea also has a fascist government, which is why it's moving towards authoritarianism. So, I'm still unbelievable. Thank you, my brother. I'll continue to support you. You want to do another show, I'll be here. But like I said, let's support Cullighan. Thank you very much.
Governor, firstly, thank you very much for the compliment. I think people are been through you. You give them come, so I'd like to extend my thanks to you, your office, the people of Civic. Thank you through. And I'm just extending my thanks and appreciation on behalf of myself and my family, and we sincerely appreciating this just so you welcome Blogan. Thank you, Thomas. And apart from that, I want to thank you again for being my first guest on my inaugural program. Conversations with Cullighan. Governor, thank you too much for the time. I wish you nothing but the best with the PRP and, of course, the people of ECPIC as well, and the road ahead. It's going to be a very challenging one, and so far from what you said, I think the response has gone out, and I think it's been a positive feedback with the launch that commenced on Sunday. But Governor, thank you too much for the time.
It's been a pleasure, my brother. Thank you, Strat.